Do not bury them. Do not bury them. Many people find refuge and peace at burying the past injustices that has caused them pain. They find peace and refuge in burying past injustices that has caused them pain. Why? Because they don't want to deal with the pain. They don't want to process those feelings. So therefore they bury past injustices deep in recesses of their mind. And when one does so, when one buries past injustices that causes him or her pain, always and almost always allows that pain from those injustices of the past that have been buried to translate into mistakes and sufferings in the future. That when one becomes dishonest to hide, to bury those past injustices that has caused him or her pain, allows that pain to translate in the person into mistakes and sufferings in the future. Why? Because that person suffers an inner turmoil. And this inner turmoil renders that person powerless and loses control over the very feelings that lie hidden in oneself. That person does not have control over those feelings that have been hidden in that very person. And they translate into mistakes and sufferings for that very person in the future. A good example we find in Scripture, in the second book of Samuel. That is chapter 13, 1 to 18, verse 33. The story of a young man, a son to David, who did not process the pain, who did not process the feelings, who did not face the reality of the time when his half-brother raped his sister Tamar. And this young man was filled with hatred and rage towards and against his father. Why? Because his father did nothing to avenge for the rape of his sister, to the rape of the daughter to David. This young man was outraged because his father did nothing for the rape of Tamar. This young man, Absalom, as one may pronounce it, vowed in his heart that he's going to revenge for the sister. And he waited for the proper time to murder his guilty brother, which he did. And because of the rage and hatred, he found himself rebelling against his own father and participating in the attempt to overthrow his own father. And he died in the military attempt in overthrowing his own father because he never dealt with past injustices. In this family of David, at that moment, there existed family secrecy. Nobody talked about the rape of the daughter. There was denial that it happened. There were unprocessed feelings. And this young man carried all this with him. Unprocessed feelings, the denial, the secrecy, the hate, and he wondered why his father could not avenge for the sister, avenge for the daughter. And this young man, he never faced his own father to ask why he did not avenge for the sister, why he did nothing when the sister was raped. But he buried all that in himself. He carried all that in himself, and he vowed in his heart that he's going to revenge for the sister, which he did, and then he found himself rebelling even against his own father. My dear friends, for us to live a healthy life as human beings, for us to live a healthy life, we must be able to face any unresolved pain, to face any unresolved feelings, to face our past injustices, to face the pain that has been caused from past injustices in our lives, to deal with the emotions, even when we find them very difficult to deal with. We must face them. We must deal with them. We must process them. If we do not deal with these feelings in one way or another, they will eventually find their way out. This young man never processed those pains, never processed those feelings, never faced his own father, never dealt with those feelings, so they had to find themselves out. Those feelings, they found their way out. And therefore mistakes and sufferings for this young man who lost his own life in military participation to overthrow his own father. Each and every one of us has to learn to be honest about our past hurts, our past pains. We must be honest with our past injustices, and we must express those feelings that we have. Confront the guilt in our lives, confront the guilty persons, and work through forgiveness. We must face reality. Therefore, we must not bury past injustices, past pains, past hurts, past unprocessed feelings. We must face them, deal with them, work them out, and heal ourselves. Our lives, we deal with daily healing and daily recovery. And for us to heal ourselves, we must face all these past injustices, past pains, unprocessed feelings, and therefore to remain focused in living a healthy, good life. Don't bury them. Do not bury them. Face them. Deal with them. Work out forgiveness and heal yourself. Remain focused, living a healthy and good life. May God bless you and embrace you. Remember this, even if you forget everything else, do not bury them. Deal with them. Heal yourself. Be focused on living a healthy, good life.